Our number 3 shark is perhaps the weirdest of the 350 or so sharks roaming our oceans. That amazing flattened head like a metal detector with all-seeing eyes stuck on either side. Some people reckon it's the most perfectly evolved of all the sharks. We are of course talking about the prehistoric-looking hammerhead shark. We've got the Scalloped Hammerhead, made famous by the enormous schools at Cocos Island off Costa Rica. Then there's the Great Hammerhead, one of the most breathtaking of all the sharks.
You think a hammerhead's a weird shape? I think it's a wonderful shape.
One of the most bizarre looking sharks is the hammerhead shark. It's also my favourite shark. It's just strange. It has this huge flattened skull which have sensory mechanisms all the way along it, which makes it much more agile in terms of capturing prey.
The hammerhead shark is such a unique animal. I mean, just look at it. How in the world did it evolve to the position that it's in? I mean, its shape is so alluring. You just can't help but to think, what is this all for?
The hammer on the hammerhead shark is a very interesting thing and very functional. Firstly, it acts as an aeroplane wing and actually keeps the front of the shark up when it's cruising long distances in the deep ocean.
It's thought to be one of the most recent evolutionary advances in shark body form. Nobody's completely sure why. They theorized that the hammer is used sort of as a metal detector.
Because of all these sensory organs, are able to detect voltage to as low as a billionth of a volt. That's absolutely amazing.
I think their hammer-shaped head helps them literally pin down their prey.
Also, it spaces the eyes apart. That gives them excellent three-dimensional eyesight. Also, it is the place where there's a lot of sensory organs, one of them being similar to a GPS and allows them to navigate through huge distances in the open ocean.
Scalloped hammerhead has been known to school in tremendous numbers. The Galapagos is famous for this, also Mampello. The theory is that they're mainly females and they're jostling for a position in the pod or the school.
You're out off the rock in the middle of them and it's slightly green water, and all around you, and I mean all around you, are hammerheads. In front of you, behind you, next to you, underneath you, above you, and they're all just cruising around, almost as if they're all in a trance.
Another theory is that they're coming in to be cleaned by the barberfish. This was evident in the Cocos Island, and what was particularly interesting is that during El Nino, when the hammerheads disappeared, when they returned, they had far more parasites and battle scars on them than would be generally expected.
From below, it doesn't matter what angle you look at them at. It's spectacular.
There is no more thrilling sight underwater than a school, a big school of scalloped hammerhead sharks coming through. It's just when it fills up your immediate field of vision of hundreds of 2 to 3 meter hammerhead sharks just swimming through, rocking back and forth. You think, oh my God, I am so privileged to be here. This is just one of the most incredible things I've ever seen.
Of all the species of hammerheads found in the world, the Great Hammerhead is the so-called King Kong. It is, without question, the largest hammerhead found in the world.
The fact that those have been roaming the oceans for millions and millions and millions of years as one of the top oceanic predators, it just gives you a sense of wonder.
We do get the Great Hammerhead shark off the coast of South Africa, mainly in the tuna grounds, where they come in to feed on the same fish that the tuna are chasing. I believe they come up to the fishing boat sometimes, and sometimes the guys reckon that they're 5 meters or more in size. Magnificent animals.
With their head and eyes on each side. You can't look at both eyes at the same time with them. It's quite strange. But their fins, great hammerheads in particular, have just huge dorsal fins, just way out of proportion for the rest of their bodies.
When it's swimming directly at you, you just look at, it looks like one of the new fighter jets with all the fins spiking out in different directions. It's a very impressive animal.
The Great Hammerhead I like it. It's got a nice demeanor. It moves on with the linear intensity of a freight train. It goes where it wants to go.
The Great Hammerhead is just incredible. It's the biggest of the hammerhead sharks. It's a huge shark.
What you're actually looking at is one of the rarest and hardest sharks to find anywhere in the world.
Oh, it's fantastic. I rate it as better than the great white. I know that will conflict with other people, but it's just such an unusual creature and such rarely seen that it makes it a unique experience.